What's good, y'all? You dub back here again, here to drop some more knowledge in 2019. Now, this video, I've noticed that I've been neglecting doing basketball and sports content overall, just like video game content. I really need to get to more so. But this video comes from, and I may, if I can remember and find it, it's been a while. It's like, I want to say it's a couple months ago, right before the playoffs, 2019 playoffs, where First Take had uh, the legendary Zeke Thomas on. Isaiah Thomas was on talking basketball, right? And they were talking about the Warriors and whatnot. And Max Kellerman brought up some points. Now, you had a lot of people in the comment section wilding out. They're like, Max Kellerman don't know what he's talking about, da da da. Why would you can't argue against a legend? Stephen A was just fanboying out. Yes, yeah, I tried to tell him, yes. Here's the thing. Neither side was wrong, although I found myself actually agreeing with Max. And we know Max Kellerman sometimes says some off the wall, seemingly ignorant and uneducated stuff. But at times I definitely be disagreeing with Stephen A as well. But that's neither here nor there in this video. This video will be actually dealing with on the side of Isaiah Thomas with his old school basketball versus Max Kellerman's new school style of basketball. Like I said, neither was wrong. Although for Zeke, for Isaiah, there was a hole in his argument. Now, to, like I said, capture the gist of what they were saying without going through the whole video. Number one, Isaiah was making the argument that there are 5 ways to score the basketball. All right, you have from the post, from the mid range, from the 3-pointer. Believe he said I know the free throws, and I think from layups. I believe something along those lines. There were 5 ways to score the basketball, and how he broke it down. And number two, he said, if you take, the more things you can take away, the less a chance a team has to win. He was making the argument that the Warriors were superior because you can try to take away. Oh no! I had messed up. I had said post, mid range. Yeah, I think I got them all right. If you try to take away one of those things, or it might have been before the second round. Don't quote me that, but I know he was comparing to the Rockets because he said you could take away this, this, and this, and this is why they would lose. Now Max made the argument that, but hold on. He said there was some guy who wrote a book on analytics, and he was talking about how layups and close to the basket, is a higher percentage chance of um, production, which is the most logical. The greatest scores of in all time. You have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is a center. You had the mailman, Karl Malone, who was a power forward. Even though Kareem had the skyhook, you get my point. Like, they scored mainly close to the basket, so he has a point there. And 3-pointers are more production because it's 3 over 2, 3 greater than 2. That's pretty simple. Now, it was saying about the mid-range shot, it's a higher percentage chance of missing, but not as much production as the 3-pointer. Okay, valid argument. Now, here's where the hole in Isaiah Thomas's argument was. Okay, and I explained this about the mid-range jumper when I wrote a comment. Now, here's where Isaiah is wrong. Now, I'm a believer in the art of the mid-range J, and that has been a lost art for about a decade now. There's a few players who still held it down, like D Wade, for example, who had a killer mid-range jumper, but you don't really see it in today's game. It's just sad. You need the mid-range. But for me as a player, here's why I did the mid-range. Okay. The mid-range was when the basket was shut down. This is something that Ben Simmons needs to develop. I don't give a damn if Ben Simmons develops a 3-point shot. Same thing with Giannis or any of these cats. Embiid, I say get his big ass on the block. I don't give a damn if any of them develop a 3-point shot. Zion Williamson, when he comes into the league, I don't care. Get a mid-range J. Here's why. When you can't get to the basket, when they just shutting your shit down or the lane is too clogged, okay? Get a mid-range shot. If your three's not working, get a mid-range shot. I would drive. Now, I was never a three-point shooter myself, but I would attack and get to the basket. But when that's shut down, I will pull up. Also, it's a great way of when they push up on you, if you are a shooter or you feeling it that day, because sometimes you in the zone and if you in the zone and you feeling like you Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and everything is dropping, like you Dame Dollar and everything is dropping, they gonna push up on you. You blow past them. But if you were a smaller guard, or if they're clogging the paint, you're not getting any easy baskets. You need to be able to pull up with a sweet J like Kyrie and sink that thing. All right. That's why you do it. Or if you just off that day, you're in a funk. And one of the easy ways is to get to the foul line and make some easy shots so you can get your flow and mojo back. But in case you not going well, hit a couple mid-range jumpers and get yourself in order. All right? That's what the mid-range is there for. But you don't go for the mid-range. Nobody really went for the mid-range. Show me one player in NBA history who their main go-to was the mid-range. Show me one. Any of the all-time great scorers. The only one maybe you can say is Melo. He's about the only one. Everybody else was getting to the basket, and then you got the all-time shooters shooting from afar. Just saying. Just saying. Now, all the great scorers have a mid-range, no getting me wrong, but that's not the reliance. It's basic logic. Now, more so with the old school way of thinking, and that Isaiah is talking about, here's why he's not wrong. Because if you look at the greatest teams of all time, whether you take, let's say, the dynasty Spurs over all those years with the 5 rings, you had Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, when in his younger years, was just destroying on the inside on the block. He could also hit the mid range. By the time they had the team in 2014, they had Danny Green hitting from three. They had like 3, 4 dudes hitting from three. Even earlier on, they had a Bruce Bowen hitting from three. They could hit. They could gut you from all areas of the floor. Dynasty Lakers were the same thing. You had good old Shaq on the inside. You had Kobe inside and in the mid range. You had Big Shot Bob. Robert Ory on the outside. Same thing. And you can go pull out whatever teams you want to. It's how the game's won. So he's not wrong. All right. You need to be able to score at all areas of the court. Now, most of us specialize in one way or another. But if you want to be a complete player, unless you're just a dominant force like Shaquille O'Neal, I had criticized my first video on my channel is top 5 reasons why Dwight Howard is overrated. And one of the reasons I say the man need to develop a jump. He need to develop post moves in the jump shot. I criticized early on Blake Griffin. Same reasons. Blake Griffin developed that. He's even developed a 3-point shot. Diva Dwight never did. You see? You need to be able to shoot and be effective at all of these areas. But as a team, you need to be able. It spaces the floor. You're able to not get stagnant on offense. You're able to run various offensive sets. You're able to not freak out and freeze or let the other team dictate what you do. And having the other team dictate what you do in all sports matters. Doesn't matter if you're playing basketball, football, soccer, football, volleyball, tennis, if you're playing doubles, you name it. If the other team's dictating your pace, baseball's the same way. If the other team's dictating what you do, you're at a significant disadvantage. But on what Max Kellerman's side is saying, I've seen dudes take wild. I remember being in high school playing with guys, taking these wild twos, bro, or they would sink twos. Step 2 feet back and bury the three. What are you doing? Take the three. You can make the long mid range. Hey, take the three. And that's where it comes in. Get to the basket. Get to the basket. Make an easier shot instead of taking a 20-foot shot. Or if you're not a 3-point shooter, step inside. Or instead of taking that 18 uncomfortable foot shot. Take a 10-foot shot if it's there. Get to the basket. You could potentially get fouled. So both of them are not wrong. And in fact, when it comes to me playing offense, is whenever it's a one-on-one type situation, if I'm either playing one-on-one or if it's, kind of mono, the games come down to that and I'm trying to get to the basket, a lot of times pull old school moves, old school hook shot, different things. If I'm on the block, a lot of, um, like Kevin McHale, Mr. Automatic, the way he did old school drop steps and such. Um, just some Bob Cousy type dribbling. I'll pull some old school on it. I think both are valid, but you have to understand that in it as the game is evolving, you can't keep thinking of an old in the old way though. You have to merge it together. When you put old school and new school and merge them together, that's where you get the most beautiful brand of basketball. And that's what I mean, basketball is still basketball. People try to do all this shooting. That's all great. But guess what? I'll still take that 7-footer who can get me 40 points and just bang downstairs in the post where no one can stop him. All right? What you gonna do against that? I'll still take that. He can give me 30 and 20. I'll still take that and be on 65% shooting. I'll take that. Okay? I'd rather take that than on a guard who heaves up 20 shots and is 5 for 20 all day long. See what I'm saying? Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this vid. Any other video suggestions? I would love to hear y'all. I got plenty other basketball, really football, baseball content, a lot of sports content coming. Like I said, doing many new things out here that nobody else is doing. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.